What if I told you that saying you're beautiful is one of the worst compliments you can possibly give a woman? Think about it. You see a woman who just blows you away, you finally work up the guts to go talk to her, and that's the line you use. You think you're being charming, but her face barely even changes. You might get a polite tight-lipped smile, a quiet thank you, and then, crickets. The conversation flatlines, she turns back to her friends, and you're just left standing there feeling like a ghost. You did what you thought you were supposed to do, right? You were nice. You gave her a compliment. So why did it bomb so hard? Here's the truth. You didn't just fail to impress her, you actively sorted yourself into the boring pile with every other guy who's walked up to her this week. You became background noise. Look, the problem isn't that you're not a good guy. The problem is, you're using a currency that has completely lost its value. A truly beautiful, interesting woman has heard she's beautiful thousands of times. She's heard it from her parents, her friends, from thirsty guys in her DMs, and from every dude at the bar who couldn't come up with anything better. That compliment doesn't make her feel special. It doesn't spark any curiosity. It's the conversational equivalent of elevator music. It's so common that her brain is literally trained to ignore it. When you use those generic compliments, you're not really complimenting her asterisk. You're complimenting her genetics. You're complimenting the luck of the draw that gave her certain physical features. It's a surface-level observation, and it screams that you're a surface-level guy. You haven't bothered to see anything unique about her as a person, and if you can't see past her face in the first 30 seconds, why on earth would she give you 30 minutes of her time? This is the exact trap so many men fall into. They get stuck in this nice guy loop. They offer safe, bland compliments, get a polite but dismissive reaction, and then go home wondering why women only fall for jerks. But it's not about being a jerk, it's about understanding people. It's about learning to talk in a way that slips past her social defenses and creates a real emotional spark. So today we're throwing out that old, worn-out playbook. We're going to replace those tired lines with 3 compliments that are wired to a different psychological frequency. These aren't just lines. They are carefully built phrases designed to make you stand out, create a powerful sense of attraction, and make her see you as the one guy in the room who actually gets it asterisk. I call them forbidden compliments because they break the boring rules of praise, and that gives you an almost unfair advantage. Get ready to take some notes because what you're about to learn is going to fundamentally change how women respond to you. The first forbidden compliment is a masterclass in creating instant mystery. It's a phrase that just stops a woman in her tracks and gets her mind spinning. You lean in with a thoughtful look and you say, "There's something about you I can't quite figure out. Just let that sink in for a second. Compare that to, you have beautiful eyes." The second one gets a polite smile. The first one gets a tilted head, a curious look, and the one question every guy wants to hear, "Oh really? What is it?" And just like that, you have her complete, undivided attention. You've just opened a little door in her mind and she's going to feel a magnetic pull to walk through it. So why is this so incredibly effective? It's all about curiosity. As humans, we are hardwired to want answers. Our brains are like little detectives. They hate an unsolved mystery. When you tell her there's something about her you can't figure out, you're creating what's called an open loop. You've handed her a puzzle that's all about her, and her brain won't want to rest until it's solved. This keeps her locked into the conversation, and maybe more importantly, keeps her thinking about you long after you've gone. You're no longer just some random guy. You've become a puzzle she wants to solve. But this compliment also does something way deeper. It makes her feel totally unique. You're not just saying she's pretty, which lumps her in with millions of other women. You're suggesting she has a mix of qualities so rare and so interesting that even you, a perceptive guy, are momentarily stumped. You're showing that you see past the surface and that you've noticed a depth in her that most people just miss. Every woman wants to feel like a captivating enigma, not an open book. This compliment validates that feeling perfectly. It also positions you as an intelligent man with high standards. You're not easily impressed, you're selective. The fact that you find her intriguing instantly makes you seem more valuable. It flips the script. You're not trying to get her approval, you're evaluating her, and you're fascinated by what you're finding. Let's break down how to deliver this. This isn't a line you yell across a bar. It's for a moment of real connection. You've been chatting for a minute or two, you've got a bit of a vibe going, you just pause, look at her thoughtfully, not a creepy, intense stare, but a relaxed, curious look. Then you say the line in a calm, maybe even slightly conspiratorial tone. For example, you're at a coffee shop. You've been joking with her about her ridiculously complicated drink order. She's quick, she's funny, a little sarcastic. In a quiet moment, you can smile, shake your head just a little and say, "You know, there's something about you I can't quite figure out." She's absolutely going to ask, "What do you mean?" This is where you reel it in. You can't leave her hanging forever. You could say something like, "Well, on one hand you have this really warm, friendly smile, but on the other I get this feeling you have a seriously mischievous side. I'm just trying to figure out which one is the real you." Boom! You've just landed a specific, observant compliment that's hidden inside the original mystery. You've shown you're paying attention to the little details of her personality. You're not reading from a script, you're actually engaged with the person in front of you. That's how you build a connection that feels real and electric. Our second forbidden compliment shifts gears from mystery to emotional intelligence. This one is incredibly powerful for building trust and creating a feeling of a deep, almost soulful connection. In a moment where she's just being herself, maybe laughing with her friends or making you feel totally at ease, you look at her warmly and say, "You have a way of making people feel really comfortable around you." Let's break down why this is so potent. While the first compliment was about mystery, this one is all about validation. But not just any validation. You are recognizing her impact on other people. This is a million miles away from complimenting her dress or her hair. You're complimenting her character, her very essence. Psychology shows us that compliments about a person's traits, rather than their looks, are way more effective at building real connection. When you tell a woman she's beautiful, you're complimenting something she has no control over. But when you tell her she has a gift for making others feel good, you're validating a core part of who she is. Her warmth, her social grace, her empathy. You're telling her, "I see the good you put out into the world, and I appreciate it." This taps into one of our deepest human needs, to feel valued. This compliment works so well because it shows you have high emotional intelligence. It shows you're not just focused on yourself or what you can get. You're aware of the social vibes around you, and you're tuned into how others are feeling. You notice the subtle energy she brings to a room. This makes you seem safe, trustworthy, and emotionally mature, all incredibly attractive qualities. It builds instant rapport because you're basically telling her you're on the same team. Think about it. Almost every compliment a woman gets is about how she looks. It's the default setting. By sidestepping that tired script and focusing on her energy, you instantly stand out. You're not just another guy trying to flatter her. You're a man who sees her on a deeper level, who appreciates the person she is on the inside. This is how you go from random dude to potential partner in her mind. Now, delivery is everything here. This has to feel sincere. The best time to use it is when you actually see it happen. For instance, you're out with a group, and you notice she's the one who's making sure the shy person in the corner is included, or she's the one everyone is naturally gathering around. Later, when you get a moment with her, you can say it. The context makes it feel real. You could say, "I was just noticing earlier, you have this amazing ability to make everyone feel included and comfortable. That's a really rare quality." See how the phrasing works? "I was just noticing." Makes it feel spontaneous. Calling it a rare quality elevates the compliment. You're not just saying she's nice, you're saying she's exceptional. Or, maybe it's just the two of you on a date. You felt a little nervous at the start, but as you talked, she completely put you at ease. You can use that. Just pause, give a genuine smile and say, "Can I tell you something? I was a little nervous coming here tonight, but you have a way of making a person feel incredibly comfortable. It's really nice." This mixes the compliment with a little vulnerability, which is a powerful way to build a connection fast. You're showing her that her positive vibe had a direct impact on you. This creates this awesome feedback loop where you make her feel good for making you feel good. That's how you deepen the bond. This compliment doesn't create a huge, mysterious spark like the first one. Instead, it kindles a slow, warm fire of trust and emotional safety. It makes her feel seen, appreciated, and secure with you. And those are the pillars of any real long-term attraction. Alright, we're about to get to the third and final compliment, and honestly, this one is the boldest of them all. But before we get to that, if you're getting something out of this and you're starting to see why your old compliments just weren't cutting it, do me a solid and hit that subscribe button. My whole goal here is to give you practical advice that actually works, and by subscribing, you won't miss any of it. Okay, let's get to the one you've been waiting for. Our third forbidden compliment is designed to inject a powerful shot of playful tension and flirty challenge into the conversation. It's bold, it's a little cheeky, and it walks that perfect line between a compliment and a tease. When you deliver this right, it's intoxicating. You look at her with a confident, playful smirk and you say, "I can't decide if you're trouble or exactly what I need." This line is pure gold. It does several amazing things all at once. First, it creates playful tension. Most conversations between men and women are so painfully boring and predictable. This line completely shatters that script. It's unexpected, a little ambiguous, and emotionally exciting. That ambiguity is the key. It lights up the reward centers in the brain, creating a cocktail of excitement and pleasure. You're not just talking anymore, you're creating an emotional experience. Second, it frames her as exciting and a little dangerous, which is a super attractive archetype. You're not calling her a nice girl. You're hinting that she has a wild, adventurous streak. You're calling her trouble, but you're saying it with a smile that says it's the best kind of trouble. This is a classic push-pull technique. The push is calling her trouble, and the pull is admitting it might be exactly what you want. This dynamic is incredibly flirty and creates a powerful sense of chemistry. Third, this line shows massive confidence. It takes guts to say something like this. By saying it in a calm and playful way, you're signaling that you're a bold, confident man who isn't afraid to take a risk. You're not intimidated by a strong, exciting woman. In fact, you're drawn to it. That self-assurance is universally attractive, and it immediately separates you from all the timid guys who are too scared to be anything but agreeable. Now, a word of warning. You need to calibrate this one. You can't just walk up to a woman in the grocery store and drop this line. The timing and the vibe have to be perfect. This is what you use after she says or does something that shows off her witty, mischievous, or adventurous side. Here's a scenario. You're on a date, and you ask her about the most spontaneous thing she's ever done. She tells you a story about booking a random flight to another country just for a weekend. As she's finishing the story, her eyes are sparkling. That's your moment. You lean back, look at her with that playful, sizing her up kind of look, and you drop the line. "You know, after hearing that, I honestly can't decide if you're trouble or exactly what I need." Say it slowly. That little pause in the middle is crucial. Let trouble and what I need just hang in the air for a second. The look on your face should be pure amusement and fascination. Her reaction will tell you everything you need to know. A confident, playful woman will love this. She'll laugh, maybe she'll blush, or she might lean in and say, "Maybe I'm a little bit of both." And just like that, you've unlocked a whole new level of flirty banter. You've created a fun, exciting dynamic where you're both acknowledging the spark between you. So there you have it. 3 forbidden compliments that will completely change your interactions with women. Let's do a quick recap of the new tools in your arsenal. First, you have the Intrigue Igniter. There's something about you I can't quite figure out. This creates a powerful sense of curiosity that makes her feel uniquely fascinating and keeps you on her mind. Second, there's the Vibe Acknowledger. You have a way of making people feel really comfortable around you. This skips the surface level stuff to validate her character, building deep trust and making her feel truly seen. And third, you've got the Playful Provocateur. I can't decide if you're trouble or exactly what I need. This injects thrilling, playful tension, showing your confidence and creating an unforgettable flirtatious spark. You see the common thread here? None of these are about her looks. They're about her personality, her effect on people, her intriguing nature. They work because they go deeper. They make a woman feel that you're not just attracted to her body, but you're genuinely captivated by her. The average guy is going to spend his whole life giving out the same stale compliments and getting the same lukewarm results. But you're not the average guy anymore. You now understand the psychology of what makes a compliment actually land with power. You know how to create curiosity, build trust, and generate that flirty tension. Your job now is to go out and actually use this. But remember, the final ingredient is just being real. These aren't magic spells, they're tools. They work best when you genuinely mean them. So pay attention to the women you meet. See their intriguing side, notice their warmth, appreciate their playful spirit. And when you do, use these phrases to show her you were the one man paying enough attention to see it. When you do that, you won't just get her attention, you'll get her attraction. If you're ready to stop being background noise and start being the man who stands out, make sure you're subscribed. And for those of you who want to take this to the next level, I've put together a free guide called The Attraction Blueprint that breaks down more of these core principles. The link is right down in the description. Grab it, use it, and go change the game. Thanks for watching.